Hi, East Texas. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus. It is September. Yes, the brutal heat of August behind us, we hope anyway. And we don't get too hot too often in September, though the record warmest day back in 2000 on September 4th when it was 109. But the overall trend for the month here, from the start of the month for daytime high, overnight low, it is a downward trend. And we lose 9 degrees of average high temperature by the end of the month and average low temperature by the end of the month. So that is some substantial cooling. And of course, we will experience the autumnal equinox that will be on September 23rd, early in the morning at 12:49 a.m. Average winds in September are out of the southeast at about 7 miles an hour. The average rainfall begins to tick back up from the dry months of July and August. We get about 3 inches of rainfall in East Texas in September. All right, holiday weekend outlook. Sun, clouds, very warm Saturday, but can't rule out a stray thunderstorm with a high temperature of 98. Partly cloudy, scattered thunderstorms Sunday, 96. Monday, a storm could briefly pop up, but we'll see a warmer high of 97 and a south wind at 10 miles an hour. All right, let's take a look at the upper level wind flow headed through the weekend. This will be the major player. Even if it doesn't bring us rain, it brings us clouds from time to time and prevents the temperature from warming to 100 degrees. We do have the big ridge of high pressure to our north. And so as this low slowly meanders back to the west, moisture from the Gulf will eventually spread back into East Texas by Sunday afternoon and into Labor Day. That high remains parked out to our east. This low pressure area kind of wobbles back to the east a little bit starting Monday morning, then moves to the north as an open wave, and so a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms will be possible. All right, the 10-day temp trend in East Texas. So upper 90s, and again, thanks to that low pressure area, we could be closer to 100 degrees, but we're going to stay mid-90s, just a little bit above average through Labor Day, start to warm up a little bit by Wednesday. Next week, however, once that low leaves and we go back to an area of high pressure and the weather pattern returns a bit more similar to what it was at times in August, we'll heat up. Our peak temperature a week from Saturday could top out at 103 degrees and then stay at about 102 through September 11th. All right, rainfall outlook next 7 days. Again, we're talking about a storm in the east spreading rain back to the west. We may see more rain than what this computer model depicts right now in Smith County. We could get showers all the way to the west of Canton. But I think the overall theme that you should take from this graphic is that we could see 1/100 of an inch to perhaps as a 1/2 inch. Not that much. It's not going to bust the drought by any means. And we'll show you the drought in just a second. Since June 1st, it has been awfully dry. Just 2 1/4 inches of rainfall in Tyler, Longview, just over 7 inches of rainfall. Lufkin, about 4 1/4 inches of rainfall. You can see that compared to average. We should have had a lot more, and we did not. All right, here is the current drought index. Going to be last week, and then compare that to this week. Notice this red area here, extreme drought, has now spread northward into Cherokee County and parts of Rusk County. Exceptional or severe drought, I should say, now moving northward into Smith County and then all the way up to Marion County. So drought expanding southeast to northwest across our area, and we even have some areas in exceptional drought down toward Hemp Hill, southern Angelina County, and southern parts of San Augustine County. So it is desperately dry, some parts of the area. Forecast fire danger for Saturday remains very high from Henderson to Nacogdoches down to Lufkin. It is high from Tyler to Gilmer to Longview up toward Mount Pleasant. So please, no burning of any kind, regardless if you have a burn ban or not. There are only 3 counties that don't have burn bans: Franklin, Camp, and Titus County. Everyone else, you have a burn ban, so let's just avoid the burning. East winds on Saturday, fairly light. That should help to at least keep the threat of wildfires down a little bit. It would slow the spread. The windier it is, the faster a fire can spread. The winds aren't too bad on Saturday. What is bad is this very dry air. Look at this. These are relative humidities in the 26th percentile range. That's extremely dry air. Notice by Sunday morning, of course, when the temperature gets closer to the dew point, the relative humidity responds in kind. And so now you get some very kind of moist air Maybe some light ground fog around Nacogdoches. Some dew would also be possible. But as we head into Sunday afternoon, it dries out just a little bit. But this is more impressive here. 59, 58% relative humidity. So that would suggest that we have a little more moisture into the atmosphere. That's why we have the better chances of rain showing up on Sunday. Future Skycast. We're going to start this off Saturday morning at 10 a.m. There's just these little isolated showers that kind of come through here. By the evening, you can see we have a few showers from Tyler to the east. That's why we have the 30% chance of rain in there. Sunday, it's a little more widespread, about a 40 to 50% chance of rain. And Sunday into Monday for Labor Day. Labor Day right now looks like that's about a 50% chance of rain at one point during the afternoon. So it's not a washout of a weekend, but there will be times when you could be chased inside by some rain. All right, here's the forecast for Saturday. We're looking at temperatures around 97 in Pittsburgh, 97 at Mount Pleasant. We head to the south. We've got temperatures in the upper 90s at Longview and Tyler, with that isolated thunderstorm threat possible from Tyler down to Jacksonville over to Henderson. It's 100 for the high temperature, and Palestine could hit 100 degrees. And we go into deep East Texas. We've got temperatures in the upper 90s, and a Crockett in Palestine could get up to 101 with lots and lots of sunshine. So a hot Saturday. All right, let's talk about the tropics. Our eyes are on, let's first talk about, let's say, the Eastern Caribbean, Western Caribbean into the Gulf. Not much going on. Then we look out here to the west. There is a storm coming off the coast of Africa. This is forecast as it moves out into the central Atlantic in the next 7 days. It has a 50% chance of being a named storm. By the way, we had Idalia, now we have Jose, and Jose is way up in the Atlantic, not going to impact really anything at all, just kind of drifting off to the north. But this next storm could, some of the long-term computer data has it moving toward, let's say, the Dominican Republic, headed over toward the East Coast, maybe in about 2 weeks from now. So it's a long way out, but there is the threat for a severe or some type of storm to impact the eastern coast of the United States. All right, here's your Baylor Scott White Texas Spine Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. So a few isolated thunderstorms possible on Saturday up to 98. Scattered thunderstorms Sunday 96. Scattered thunderstorm possible Monday 97. Isolated thunderstorm possible again on Tuesday 98. Mostly sunny on Wednesday up to 98 degrees. And then we're going to start this string of 100-degree temperatures. Morning lows will be in the mid-70s. We've got daytime highs Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday hitting 100 degrees. So these will be getting close to record highs, but probably not quite there. But in the meantime, again, over the Labor Day holiday weekend, there are some chances of rainfall. You'll primarily have a lot of opportunity to be outside, but some showers and thunderstorms could chase you inside. Have a happy and safe Labor Day holiday weekend, and we will see you next week.